I am curious because since Iran has promised a retaliation, they are waiting. It could either be a hesitation or strategic patience, as you said. Is there any way that Iran can not retaliate, not respond, and still appear, or what they appear to be, on the offense?
You've hit the nail on the head. Iran is in a strategic dilemma, right? After April, they have set the bar higher for themselves as to what they need to do to retaliate against a big Israeli provocation. The Hania assassination is certainly a provocation. Iran has to respond, but it's dangerous and difficult to do so without inviting further escalation. So it's possible that the Iranians could be looking for an off-ramp, some way for them to de-escalate, maybe draw their response down to something that's less escalatory. The current ceasefire discussions going on in Doha may offer Iran an off-ramp. If a ceasefire deal comes together, I say if, it's a big if, but if a deal does come together, it's possible that the Iranians would gesture to it, use it as a way to declare victory, as a way to de-escalate and reduce the pressure on themselves to retaliate. But I say if there's no ceasefire deal, if negotiations don't produce a deal, then the Iranians will still feel pressure to retaliate.
I mean, that is a huge if. And someone missing from the table are Hamas leaders and Hamas itself. Ceasefire talks right now are happening in Doha. Israel's there along with the United States and others. Hamas is not. I mean, how do you think those are going if a big factor of these talks is missing?
Well, both the United States and other actors involved in the negotiations, Qatar and Egypt, have all acknowledged that they didn't really expect Hamas to participate in the talks. And there's one big reason for that, and the reason is Yahya Sinwar. Sinwar, of course, was the military commander who organized the October 7th attack on Israel. He has been leading Hamas, the military side, in Gaza since the start of this war. And with Hania's assassination, Sinwar has now risen to the top and is also serving as the group's political chief. So nobody really had any expectation that Sinwar would leave Gaza and participate in these negotiations. There is, however, an expectation that whatever the negotiations produce, if it's a new proposal, if it's a new deal, it will be communicated to Hamas via Qatar and Egypt, and Hamas will likely take some time to consider whatever the negotiations produce. So the fact that Hamas is not involved isn't really a surprise. It's also important to acknowledge that the United States has been trying to set expectations. U.S. spokespeople have been specific when they say these negotiations are restarting today. We don't expect them to produce a deal, but we do hope for progress on negotiations. And I think Iran will see any kind of progress as an excuse to continue to delay its retaliation. The decision makers in Tehran don't want to take any action that could potentially undermine a ceasefire deal.